Welcome to MSP Unplugged. I'm your host, Paco Lebron. This is the place to learn how to run your IT service business, whether that is a one person shop or nimble MSP, as we like to say these days, or you are leading a team for the journey. This is the place for you. My co host, Rick Smith, is not available today. He has a conflict, but we do have a great guest that we're going to have on today. But before we bring on our guest today, I do want to let everyone know there will be a big drop happening either this week. We're on Thursday. I'm hoping that it'll be today or tomorrow. If not, it'll be right before the Thanksgiving holiday. What can I be talking about? That is our in-person event, TechCon Unplugged 2024, will be happening next September. We do have our dates, we do have our location, but we're not going to spoil the surprise just yet. We just came off of a very successful September show here in New Jersey, over in Rick's stomping grounds, and we're excited to tell you where we will be next for our 5th annual show. So again, stay tuned, watch these episodes here, or you can always sign up for updates at techconunplugged.com. All right, let me go ahead and bring in my guest for today. We have Dor Eisner. He is the co-founder and CEO of Guardz. Dor, how are you
Hi,
today?
hello. Hello, Paco. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for taking the time this morning to talk to us. I will have to be frank. I have seen guards almost everywhere now, for probably in the last several months, and especially in the last month or two. I know you're making your media tour. I've seen a lot of your advertisements here over on Reddit and some of the other places as well on your cybersecurity platform. Excited to dive in a little bit more into there. But before we get into guards, for our audience, I want to get us to understand maybe your origin story or your intro of how you kind of came into the space and how you came to the channel.
Sounds good, Paco. So, quickly about myself, I started my cybersecurity journey about 22 years ago. I was a commander in the Israeli intelligence force for about 5 years, way before cybersecurity became a big thing, way before it became like a mainstream. Then I worked for the government, different projects for about a decade. And in the last decade, I moved to the startup world. I've been with 3 startups from the early days. Long story short, the last company was a threat intelligence company that we developed a dark web monitoring platform, and we sold the business to Rapid7 about 3 years ago. It was a deal of about $300 million. We sold the whole business, the company, the IP, everything. And about 2.5 years ago, we started the journey of Guardz, with a mission and a vision to empower MSPs to provide better cybersecurity for their clients in the most cost-effective, ease of use, and everything in between. And that's the journey so far.
Gotcha. I mean, I think you said it, quite elegantly on the fact that, when we're talking about IT services, managed services, anything to do with providing those services to our clients, cybersecurity and security has to be in that conversation. There is no more where, in my opinion, you can do IT support without garnering and understanding the risk and mitigating that risk for our end users. We have a constant line or a disclaimer that we tell our users is, yes, we are responsible for mitigating risk, but in our responsibility, we're here to make sure that you're as defensible as possible so that you're not deemed negligent to your end user. And that seems to hit home for a lot of small businesses or businesses in general, depending on the size that our audience are supporting. And so with that, we're always trying to, especially those that are trying to get into the space, because some of our attendees, either are starting their journey and we're helping to engage the next generation of MSPs, or for those that have been doing this for so long, but again, they are doing the IT services, they may be doing break fix, VAR, and they understand they need to do this, but they just don't know where to start. And so, I want to lean into talking about Guardz and what does Guardz do? How does Guardz help an MSP or a managed service provider really start to understand and get involved in being able to utilize a cybersecurity platform that's been built for MSPs?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, as you mentioned, cybersecurity especially for small businesses became a necessity. It's not, anymore like either I do it, either I invest in it. Now, the regulation, the compliance, and even the insurance requirements for cyber, especially, you need to be qualified and you need to be the right security controls in place. So that's the reason that we decided to go and to help the MSP market, because we saw that the market is highly fragmented. Lots of point solutions, lots of different technologies, but in the end of the day, if you are a small MSP and you want to build your cybersecurity offering, it's going to take you a lot of time to first understand what the right security controls that you need to put in place, then to contract with the right vendors, and then to deploy all the different solutions. But that's not the final point. The final point is to secure the clients effectively. And with the point solutions that you have in place or you want to have in place, it's not really effective anymore, because the threats of today and tomorrow, they are more like targeting different attack vectors to target the users from few different angles. And that's the reason that Guardz is a multi-layered cybersecurity platform. We bake together into a single backbone and integrated attack vectors, like protecting the devices, the emails, the users on the cloud, the data on the different cloud storage, the awareness of the users, the simulations of the phishings, and the external reconnaissance, everything all in one platform, in a very cost-effective pricing, and an easy-to-use deployment, like one-click onboarding, everything you can do in a single pane of glass, both from onboarding a new client, deploying the security controls for this client in a click of a button, and seeing all the threats in a consolidated way, where the platform is connecting the dots for you, Mr. MSP. And that's the secret sauce, because in the end of the day, the alerts that you are getting from all the point solutions that maybe you have today, it takes a lot of time and effort to understand and to correlate to a specific threat. And that's what we are trying to do with the Guardz platform, is first connecting the dots, and based on the connection of the different security controls, to build an automated detection and response.
Yeah. No, there's so much there that you've discussed, and I want to unpack quite a few points that you just made. The first part is, as you mentioned, there's a lot of time savings that occur when you have something all in one platform. And so you actually just used the infamous phrase that everyone is chasing, the single pane of glass. And oftentimes we find out that those that are truly advertising single pane of glasses, they are using other tools, they've done integrations, and oftentimes the running joke in our industry, and Dor, I don't know if you've heard this, is that it goes from becoming a single pane of glass to a single pane in the what. And so what the biggest piece about all that is that platforms like yours, from my understanding, is all built together in one platform, correct? This is all built by your team, from your research, from just your experience, and from the past, correct?
Absolutely. It's all baked into one single backbone. It's all integrated into one consolidated platform. It's all developed in-house. Obviously, we are leveraging a lot of third-party, like feeds, data points. Even we are leveraging for example, in the devices, we are leveraging the detections of the Defender, the Microsoft Defender. It's amazing detections, and we should take them and just build on top the automated detection response, or the isolation of the device, the management of the device. I don't want to get into the bits and bytes and the features, but we are leveraging a lot of what is out there already. But for an MSP that doesn't have the expertise, or like the technology, or the developers, or the security expert to make it himself, Guardz is definitely the right solution to go on the platform approach, and everything is baked into one platform.
So it's funny, you just actually led into my next question is, I know that a lot of all-in-one platforms that are out there, they usually have one agent for when it comes to endpoints. Is that the same situation for yours? And then the second question I have for you on that part, if it is, I know that some other vendors, their agents are very heavy, meaning that they either are taking up quite a bit of space or taking up a lot of resources. Can you share a little bit about how your agent behaves on the systems, what systems they're compatible with. Is it only Windows? Do they, or Microsoft? Do they also have other platforms compatible with? Curious on how the agents operate in for those MSPs that wanted to utilize it.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a single agent that is running both on Windows and on Mac devices. So Windows devices, Mac devices, but the agent is only part of our platform. So we are not looking only on the agent. We are also looking on the Microsoft 365 or the Google Workspace, the environment. We are also looking on the email, on the inbound traffic of the email. We are also looking at the external exposure of the business. We are looking on the user abnormal activity. So we are looking on few different angles, few different attack vectors. But going back to the agent, so the agent is very minimal. It's like less than 20 megabyte of installation. It's running on the most advanced code, that is a language code that is called Rust. It's very advanced. It's like the top notch of of coding, and yeah, we are leveraging the detections of the Defender and the X Protect of Mac. It's the equivalent of the Defender for Mac, and we are building on top an automated detection response with detecting auto runs, detecting abnormal activity on the devices, isolation of the devices, and a lot of other things that are all connected into our single backbone and can actually be correlated with the user activity. So it's not about the device that is running a malicious software, or like ransomware or virus or whatever. It's also about the activity of the user on this device and how the device is tied to the user.
Gotcha. And I think I love the fact that you said, "Hey, look, for those that don't know what's, how they're going in, or, not figuring out where to start, you are utilizing things that are already there. Like you said, you're using Windows Defender, the endpoint defender that's on the system. How do you help add that additional layer on top of that? We're a big proponent of using Defender on all our endpoints for our clients as well. And just the detection rates have been so much more um, impactful over the last several years compared to when it was first kind of came into market. But the other piece that you mentioned earlier in our conversation, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the industry, because it sounds like your platform is adhering to not only best practices, but also to some of the frameworks that are out there, whether that's CIS, whether that's NIST, whether that's CMMC. You have this in mind of, these security frameworks are demanding and requesting some of these things to make sure that you have either documented or you can quote unquote check that box. But really, I think what was come to our industry is cyber insurance. And the insurance industry is, in my opinion, really the ones regulating the industry versus the government regulations that are pending or coming in there. And they're kind of, in so many words, forcing us to ensure that we are doing what we are supposed to do. But I believe there is some nuances where they may not understand fully what we're all trying to do. I know that in your on your website you do highlight this cyber insurance as part of a benefit to Guardz. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts on the cyber insurance industry and what why you're highlighting it on your website and how you can help an MSP with that conversation?
Yeah, that's a great question. So very early in the journey, we realized that in order to provide cybersecurity peace of mind for the MSP clients, we need to go on the security side of the business, but also the insurance, the coverage side of the business. Because in the end of the day, small businesses, they don't care what kind of technology are you going to put in their environment. It's just, can I sleep good at night? Can I trust you, Mr. MSP, that you can provide me the peace of mind that I need, the cybersecurity peace of mind? And that was the foundation of why we decided to go and to partner with few carriers, with few insurance carriers in the US. So we have right now 2 carriers that we have partnered with them. And in the beginning, we collected the claims data anonymously from the carriers. And from the claims data, we realized what is the best protections that we need to put in the platform. And now, just recently, Guardz is also streamlined the insurance quote for the small business clients through the Guardz platform. So through the Guardz platform, once you are secured by Guardz, once all the security controls activated and deployed, you can actually get a quote from Guardz with few of the carriers that we are working with. And we are doubling down on this motion as we speak. developing an insurance policy that is tailored for the Guardz clients, and there is a lot in the upcoming months to come. But that's definitely, we believe that the MSP should be the trusted advisor of the client, both from the security and the insurance, because in the end of the day, if you think about it, MSPs today, they are supporting the insurance industry, the cyber insurance industry, but they left out of the game. And
Right.
and that's something that we want to change, we aim to change. And that's the vision, is to secure and insure the small business client, and also to provide the MSP the ability to do it, but the great margins that he can do both on the security but on the insurance, because the MSPs are not licensed brokers. We can give
Right.
them a referral fee so they can be part of the game.
Awesome. Now as far as with the platform, when you mention of creating the policies, you're referring to internally for the MSPs solely, or for the MSP clients as well that are protected
MSP
via
clients,
guards?
for the MSP
Okay.
clients, for the
Okay.
MSP.
Okay. That's awesome, because I think that that's such a an ability on not only just to say, hey, we have a relationship with a partner that can look into, hey, they know what we're doing. Now we can explain to them what we're doing, and having that partnership. I do believe that that is such a big benefit to an MSP, where if you have a partner similar to Guards, that has relationships already built with the insurance companies, you already have a not only advocate but a partner that's stating, hey, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, Mr. Insurance Company. We have the checkbox of this. You should be able to issue that policy without any guesswork. And that, I think, goes such a long way. Even here with our MSP, we have an all-inclusive plans in different stages of how we offer it. And one of those items is being able to provide the value of, hey, with this value, we do have a partnership that will allow you to not only review what you have, but because you've partnered with us, we can identify exactly what is the need. And there's no guesswork. You don't have to check a box to say, I think we're doing this. We've now partnered with someone that knows we're doing this. And it not only does it save them time, it saves them the value, or I mean, sorry, it gives them the value of how to interact with their cyber insurance company. And then it also makes us look like the hero, because technically we're not brokering the deal, but we're making those introductions to those platforms and those partners as well. So I commend you for taking that step and really trying to make a true, as your tagline says, the ultimate cybersecurity platform for MSPs. Now, when it comes to, really diving into the platform, we've talked about how, saving time, because everything is obviously in one place. You have that single pane of glass, everything's built on the backbone. And we've talked a little bit about how it's improving services. I think we've highlighted what value base that we have in mind. I think you've talked about not only endpoint, but you were talking about the edge with Microsoft 365, and you said Google Workspace as well for our Google Workspace users. Can you talk a little bit about how someone, I think in the avatar, or the person's has multiple tools, they've had these built partnerships, but they listen to the episode, they like what they hear. There's a chance I can really eliminate some of these tools. Can you talk about that journey of someone who is considering going to a single platform, relieving some of those tools, but so much the cost savings, and how that would help them essentially save money? Because as I mentioned kind of before as well, MSPs, if there's one thing that they love to try and do, they like to do things as efficiently as possible, is the nice way of me saying it. On other episodes, I've said a little bit harsher words, that MSPs are cheap, but that's just my honest opinion. And for those that have sent me the hate mail, I totally understand. There's a difference between being cheap, there's a difference between being frugal, and there's a difference between being efficient. But going back into the task at hand, or with Guardz, and how you are making this a platform accessible to MSPs, can you talk a little bit about those that are trying to go through that journey to make sure they check all the boxes, and alleviating with all those tools that may be costing them quite a bit?
Yeah. So I think, to your point, I think it's the description is cost effectiveness. It's not about
Yeah.
cheap. It's not
Yeah.
about, it's about the cost effective, solution.
Yeah.
and it should be comprehensive. It should be, it's not about, you should trust, the security controls that you put for your clients. You should definitely trust it, and that's the reason that we are very transparent in our sales process. Everything is on the website. We don't have like an active sales team that is going after MSPs. We are just promoting ourselves on digital, and provide the ability for the MSPs to sign up for free for a trial, for a 2 weeks trial in the platform, so they can see the platform in action. The platform is built by design for MSPs, so it's a multi-tenant by design. You can onboard a new client in a click of a button through the Microsoft 365 or the Google Workspace, and you can see the platform in action. Then also the pricing is transparent. You can before you start the trial, you can see what you are going to pay to Guardz for the use of the platform. We have 3 packages. You can start with no commitment, pay as you go. You can commit for a minimum users and get all the advantage of being a certified partner, like a pro partner. And you can go, like to the scale mode and going to the ultimate, package. So definitely everything is transparent. Everything is on the website, guardz.com, and the MSPs that are listening to this episode can definitely encourage you guys to check us out. Definitely the right security controls after lots of time, many years of research, taking claims data, talking with thousands of MSPs to understand what are the security components that they are using, and building together a comprehensive cybersecurity platform that is also cost effective, because in the end of the day, it's a lot about the cost of service and the cost of deployment and the cost of operating the cybersecurity offering.
Now, as far as for those that want to engage with Guardz and for pricing, etc., is it through directly with Guardz? Do you have to go through distribution,
It's
or
through
is there? Perfect.
directly to Guardz, and you can do it self-serve in the website. So everything is done, in an automated fashion, self-serve. We obviously have a customer success team and cyber consultant team that can help with the onboarding if you need, and like support you along the way. But we believe that the product shows the value by himself, so we don't need to sell the product.
Awesome. I love that you said that, because I think that we're starting to get into an age, especially those that have experience in not only what MSPs need, but also former MSPs turning into vendors. And I think the vendor space has truly changed in such a way where it's truly attaching itself to the value and the needs of what the MSPs need. I think way back when there was a point where vendors were trying to understand what the MSPs are trying to do. And I think we've gotten to a point where there's better listening, there's better education, there's better understanding, and even down to better partner programs to help them handhold not only on onboarding them on the system, but also how to sell the product, how to educate their end users. Can you talk a little bit about, for those that are joining Guardz, kind of how is your partner program? How is the partner experience when they're trying to learn and immerse themselves not only in the platform, but also trying to get that education or that point across to their end users? Can you tell us a little bit about how you handhold or any white glove treatments, things of that nature, that for those that are signing up with the platform?
Yeah, sounds good. So definitely that's a key point of in the platform. We developed in the platform, in the product, we developed a section called Grow Tab. And in this Grow Tab, first we are providing a lot of content like sales collateral. Everything is white label in the platform, so everything is branded. So once the MSP onboard to the platform, he can put his logo, his brand, his contact details, and everything in the platform. And from that point in time, everything will be branded, all the reports, all the sales collateral, and everything related to the prospecting. But we also added few other things to help MSPs grow the business and sell more cybersecurity with the Guardz platform. So recently we added a prospecting tool, for example. So you can just go to the platform, to the Grow tab. After you sign up, you just put the domain of the business, and after a few hours, you will get a tailored risk report on the business that you are going to try and sell your services to. So you will get a very nice report with all the details about the external exposure, the dark web data, the possible financial loss, with a glossary, with a nice explanation for the customer. So you can just take it, copy and paste it into your email and just ship it to the client. And first, you as an MSP, you come and show the value, what you can do for them in terms of protecting their business and showing them how vulnerable their business is. So that's you can do with Guardz, and we are providing it to our certified partner like free of charge. There is no additional cost for the prospecting report because we encourage partner to use it. And then we also have like ROI report. So you can do after, few weeks, few months with the platform, you can generate an ROI report showing, how many detections we had on this specific tenant, how many remediations, what is the security posture in general over time. And therefore you can actually come to a meeting, like your quarterly meeting review, business review with your client, and show the value of your cybersecurity offering or service. So
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's huge. And I want to make sure I clarify that risk report that you mentioned, is that totally self-served, or would they have to
totally
coordinate with?
self-serve. It's a totally self-serve. It's a fully automated platform. Even the logo and the brand is coming populated, automated to the platform, your MSP logo and brand. So it's all white label, so you can use it as much as you want as part of being partner of Guardz. And to be a partner of Guardz, you don't need to do a lot. You just need to go to the platform, sign up, and go to the Pro package. If you sign for the Pro package, you automatically become a certified partner of Guardz.
I mean, I think that's a huge piece to highlight on the value of that platform, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there are vendors that do provide this said risk report, whether they're partnering with a cyber insurance broker, whether they're going through certain, I know certain cybersecurity awareness platforms are doing it, but you have to request it from their team and their support, which is why I wanted to ask for self-service. The fact that it's self-service, it helps in such a way where now not only are you turning this into a prospecting tool for new clients, but you're now also being able to run it toward existing clients if you're thinking about price increases, packages changes, things of that nature. I mean, I can't tell you how beneficial to have a report like that and to physically show it to the client and say, hey, look, this is real stuff. These are all the IPs that are detected from just your domain alone. This is how cybersecurity insurances are scanning your stuff. They're determining that if you don't have this right, you must not have your house in order. We're going to give you a higher premium, more money, that's dollars out of your pocket. And when you start to have those conversations with the end user, it's so powerful. So I want to make sure everyone understood on that prospecting tool, on the fact of the risk report, that alone, the fact that you have it included is huge, because for those that are, buying into the mission, understanding what Guardz is all about, getting into a true ultimate security platform. I mean, you really got quite a bit of that. And the fact that you have a partner enablement portal just tells that you are serious about not only enhancing an MSP's duties, but you also are helping them ensure that they have great prospects and have the great growth and them growing with them as well. One question I have for you, Dor, is through this whole process, from self-service, from them signing up on the website to them running on the full product, being a full-fledged certified partner, how long do you think on average does that usually take for someone from start to finish?
It can be like a few hours, it can be like an hour or two, to get yourself onboarded. It can be like even 10 minutes, to onboard yourself, to onboard your first client. It's a very efficient onboarding process. And then after you onboard your second client, you get like a customer success team that is working with you to help you. We have all the like all the support data and everything into the support center that you can access in real time. So, and we have a 24/7 support team that are actually cyber experts that are working for our MSP partners. And we are very serious about the MSP community because the product is built 100% for MSPs. We are not selling, to enterprise. We are not selling to small businesses. We are selling only to MSPs. It's a multi-tenant, white label platform by design, just for MSPs. And we believe in this, in this community to work with the platform, to leverage the technologies. And we just added, like about a few weeks ago, in addition to the prospecting report, we added like an AI-powered phishing simulation tool. So it's very unique because in the power of AI, we are in the age of AI building the product. It's very exciting. You can generate phishing simulation with the Guardz platform tailored specifically to your client industry, to your tone of voice that you want to generate, to the length of the email, to specific, everything, and just generate it in a click of a button and automate with your clients and see who are the clients that, click the bite.
Gotcha. No, that sounds awesome. Now, one last question because we're going to be rounding out the show here is, do you have any integrations with any major PSAs currently for any alerts and stuff? Can you share a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah,
more
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, we have a full integration with both Kaseya and ConnectWise, like Autotask and Manage. It's a full integration as part of the product, and we are now working on an integration with Allo PSA. So we'll have the 3 major integrations. 2 of them are already in place, and the third one is coming in the next few months.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Dor, I think this was a great conversation. I feel like you and I can continue to go back and forth on a lot of this. We'll definitely have to have you back at a later date. For anything that, as we end the show, is there anything we didn't cover, anything that we did that you want to make sure that you do share with the listeners, and or how do they contact you? Maybe they want to pick your brain, someone from your team's brain, or head to sign up and look at the product as well.
Yeah, so definitely we are very open, for any conversation with the MSP community. You can reach out directly to me via, my LinkedIn or just dor@guardz.com. Feel free to reach out, via email or via LinkedIn. Guardz.com, it's the website, so you can get yourself on board, sign up, see the platform in action, and probably our security expert will be in touch with you for customer success support and anything that you need. We started, 2 years ago. We launched the product officially like beginning of this year, and we are planning to stay here for many, many years. So happy to work for the community and with the community. And thank you for having me today.
No, absolutely. No, I appreciate you taking out the time here today. I look forward to running into you in the road in the next year at some of the trade shows that are happening. But really, again, I think this is a platform. I've looked at it a little bit here. The messaging is right. The conversation with you. I hope those listening will take advantage of the platform as well, because I think this is something that you're out to a good start, and this is definitely much luck to you on the growth and the future endeavors for that as well for the company. So again, thank you for coming out for on the show here, and thank you for tuning in. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday to listen to shows just like this. Watch the video podcast on youtube.com/MSP Unplugged. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new episode is available. You can always take us with you on the go on your favorite podcatcher app. We are on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and on Spotify. Most importantly, if you love what you hear, please leave a review on that favorite podcatcher app. It'll help us be found by other like-minded business owners just like yourself. Thank you again for listening, and we will see you next time on MSP Unplugged.